Hey, who's in here? Got a whole two people. I know kept changing the time. Somebody wanted me to go on panel and they said at 9:30 and I said I got a live schedule for 9, so then I said, well, I will change mine till tomorrow. So I did, and then I saw we were in different time zones and I have a whole hour and a half I can talk. So hey Renee Marie, I do have something to say. And Eve, hello. Glad you could show up on such short notice. I'll just be talking to the two of you. God, I'm tired. Hey, Dodie. Thanks, everybody, for the birthday comments. I still haven't replied individually to everyone, but I appreciated that. Some years I don't even remember it's my birthday. That happens when you get up there in at my age group, So, this year I had a whole shindig planned. Hey, Killer Bees. Love you guys. Okay, so a lot of shit going on. Geez, I leave for 3 days and everybody makes me their subject of attack here. So tonight we're gonna go over something that Miss Phoebe from Tasmania. Oh, thank you, Killer Bees. That's cute. Phoebe from Tasmania, otherwise known as Phoebe Australia, has been posting a lot of crap on here. We'll talk about her. Play this little thing that she's pushing about Dolly Vision, and this is old. It was out a long time ago, but for some reason she's posting it now, and people are saying that this is me, and that I raised Rose's daughter, and I watched Rose's two kids while Chris and his dad buried Rose's body. And Rose's daughter has a YouTube channel called Crime Catalyst. Like, what the hell is wrong with these people? But we already know that. Hey, Ruthless. Hey. Hey, Innocent. Oh my God. Hey, Mr. T. Yeah, Dodie, I know. I just let Chris know. Oh, but, I don't really know Chris, according to Brooks from Crime Lines and Lies, and we will be discussing her tomorrow. Because I have a lot to say, and I've kept quiet for years now. 5 years, anyway. When, for some reason, she made a whole show about me, which won't be up very long, so you should quickly download it if you need to, because major privacy strike going on there. Actually, I'm surprised that she did that blatantly, but anyway. And put a lot of lies about me, so she's got a friend that's going to be collateral damage here, but yeah, she tried calling me. I saw that when I woke up. Thank you, Ruthless. Hey, Wendy. I know, I saw I had a call from her. I'm like, seriously? I should have blocked her a long time ago. Hey, Bob G. What's up? And then who else do we got? I don't know. We got some other wackos out there saying some really... Uh-oh, Ruthless. Let me put this here. So, yes, welcome, Ruthless, a new sub of mine. Mr. T. We're going to be going over in his channel at 10:30 his time. 10:30 my time. Yes, Innocent. Why? I don't get it. All of a sudden, and I usually just ignore Brooks because literally she mentions me every day now, every day. At least once. One day I saw her mention me twice. Just throw my names in there. Doesn't relate to anything. Just mentions my name. Still can't pronounce it correctly after, 5 or 6 years that I've known her. But that doesn't stop her. She had my picture and spelling and everything else correct. But we'll talk about that tomorrow. Yeah, I don't understand what the hell. Maybe she ran out of content. Well, I mean, usually just ignore her because she is a huge tragedy pimp, a well-known tragedy pimp, and I don't know what to say. But a friend of mine pointed out that if a lot of people don't know about me, and that if that's their first introduction to me, that it didn't look very good. So we'll go over that too. Yeah, where were we? Time? Oh yeah, Eastern Standard Time. I know. That's when he said 9:30, and I thought, oh, I have mine at 9, so I'll do mine tomorrow. And then I saw, oh, it's 10:30 my time. So well, here we go. Okay, we're going to start with Fiona. You know, Phoebe Australia that sends boob pics to strange men on the internet in exchange for information. That one? I might have to make a community post about her. But she's been going pretty hard at me lately. Innocent, stop it with that face. Mark was hilarious last night. Let's hope he can keep it up. Boobs. Still healing boobs from her new implant replacements. Yeah, I don't know why she's got such a hard on for me, but we can talk about that later. And don't anybody mention scissoring in the chat, please. Oh, okay. Ruthless. I do have receipts. I will be posting those. Okay, this is somebody that called in, and this is a couple years old. Don't know why Phoebe decided to post it now. And this lady claims she's related to Candace. This was all debunked long ago, but we're going to go through it anyway and just kind of laugh at it because, you know, we need something to laugh at. Scissor. I hate that. How did she get? I don't know. But you know what? We're going to be talking about White Boy tomorrow, too. I don't think I'll have time tonight. I have a whole lineup. I have a whole bunch of things to say. You know, let's cover Don B right now. There. That's what I think of Don B. So we're done with him. Let's move along. Eve needs a longer name. Don't pick on Eve, Mr. T. That's a rule here. Eve is amazing. Eve is should be everyone's managing mod. And Innocent is amazing too. So leave my two main mods alone, please. Okay, so everybody ready? Or should I wait till 100 people come in here? No, I'm just kidding. Somebody needs to say that since Ernie's inconvenienced at the moment and disposed. You know, put a lightning bolt in the chat if you can hear me. I haven't hardly gotten any sleep since last night, so I'm feeling a little goofy. I know, that is a great name, isn't it? Eve. I might not even be on all. Wait a minute. Settings. Okay. All right. Ready? Here we go. Oh, bolts or a lock. Okay, this is somebody that called into Dolly Vision. She claimed that she was a cousin of Candace Bly's, and she had all this inside information. And none of her story actually matched up. Mr. T, stop it. None of her information matched up to any actual facts.
Careful a little bit, but she did. It wasn't nothing to do with Candace, right? No, it had nothing to do with Candace. Yeah, okay. We were still, as a family, looking for her, and it had nothing to do with it. And before that, our cousin Rose went missing, and then Candace's older daughter went missing. Okay, wait, are you kin to the Wells? I am. Okay, who are you first? We know who we're talking to. I'm her cousin. Is your name just Cousin? Have you got a name? Well, we'll just go with cuz. All right, cuz. Yeah. All right, cuz. You on that bullshit? No. All been turned into the.
Okay, so first of all, Candace's older daughter didn't go missing. She ran away twice from the foster home she was in. So I know people keep saying that. Oh, she went missing too. That's actually in the comments here. Was she ever found? Yeah, she was. She ran away, and then the second time she ran away with another girl in the foster home. So, those two older kids had a sad life. They were adopted. Candace kind of abandoned them, then they were adopted. Then their adopted parents turned them back over to the state at a certain point. So then they had to go into foster homes after that. And, it's a rough start. Because...
Bullshit. No, I'm not talking bullshit. No, I'm not. Okay. It's all been turned into TBI. No. So we've had people go missing before on that side of the family where we've gone up in arms looking for children, blah, blah, blah. And all of a sudden Summer goes missing. Like, what the hell is going on over here? You got two kids missing from the same mom. But the word on the street is we still have kin there. The word on the street, this Summer was not the intended target there. This has nothing to do with them.
So somebody wanted to kidnap somebody, but they didn't want to kidnap Summer. But when they got there...
No, let me lay it down for you. Okay.
Now, notice that she has a very distinctive way of speaking, and I'll never forget. I know this was older because I remember it. Oh, let me lay it down for you. No, it's all coming out. Does anybody recognize that voice as a person that you know? Candace didn't recognize it. Candace did not have two children missing from the same mother. You think this woman, if she's, so close to her, would know these things, but apparently not, as we'll see.
You can investigate those too. You can, as I speak.
Okay, I'm gonna look up see if they have a cousin named Cuz first. That's gonna be
listen. Look up a dude named Spider. Okay,
right.
He was arrested at 2:00 in the morning the day Summer went missing, and he was in a drug deal. Okay, he was arrested a few miles down from their house, right in Rogersville, Tennessee. He was meeting three people from Virginia. They were coming up. Okay, and somebody called him an anonymous tip, and he was busted. It wasn't the Wells that called him in, but the people they were hanging out with called him in.
No, yeah, the voice on the yes. Ruthless, the voice of the woman on the phone. No, this is... Oh, I don't know. Innocent? Well, that's a good question. I don't know. I just listened to a little bit of Brooks. I don't think it's the same one, but that lady was pretty nutty too, wasn't she? Why is everybody accusing me of being involved in all this stuff is what I want to know. Okay, I'm going to keep going.
Look this up. His name's Steven, and he goes by Spider. June 15th. You look this up. I'm telling you the truth. They bust Spider.
Okay, his name is Steven, though.
Yeah.
And he was arrested June 15th.
Yep.
Of last year.
2:00 in the morning. No.
2 years
2021. The day Summer went missing. I'm telling you. Listen to me. I'm telling you the truth. Here, this is just like crazy. Nobody's listening to us. He was busted. He was meeting people from...
It is crazy. When you say it's crazy, nobody's listening to us, it's because it's crazy. It's crazy. That's why nobody's listening to you. I think I remember that guy that got arrested. I think I even have his picture on that news thing, but that was all debunked, that didn't have anything to do with Summer. Because I remember he was brought up right at the beginning. Oh, yes, Ruthless, good point. All my opinion. Yes, reacting to it. I'm going to react to it, all right, as we get further into this.
Virginia, okay? A carload of 3 people. An anonymous tip called in, Spider had drugs on him. They busted him that morning. They were pissed off because it was intercepted, okay? And it came back to 110 Ben Hill Road, but it was not the Wells who called it in. It was the Crawfords. And all of a sudden, Ricky gets killed the next day. I'm telling you, this is
Ricky?
Ricky's Marlena's brother.
Marlena is the one that's living in the homeless camp or whatever, right?
No, I don't know where the fuck the bitch is now. I'd like to know, but I don't know because she wouldn't be there. No.
Okay, so we're the bitches? How does she know Marlena? Sounds like somebody that doesn't like Marlena, doesn't it? But she's saying Ricky Crawford is dead? I talked to Ricky Crawford on the phone within the last year. 6 months ago, maybe? I mean, he sounded pretty lively to me. Actually, he was pretty entertaining. He had some colorful stories about Fred Hill, that's for sure.
It comes down to the Crawfords. I'm telling you right now, listen to me. The Crawfords were the intended target. It was not the Wells. And our hearts and souls, we believe with every fiber.
Yeah, but did they have a daughter?
Journey. Her name's Journey.
Okay.
They sure did.
So these people.
Okay, so Phoebe put that Journey slept at the Wells the night before Summer went missing. That is not correct. Journey was not sleeping at the Wells the night before Summer went missing. So that kind of invalidates the whole mistaken child thing. I know. Hey, 120 acres. Exactly. Oh, yeah. They all need to stop with Dee Dee. Yeah, we're gonna get to that. I'm not appreciative of what White Boy is doing whatsoever, and I got a whole. Maybe I'll get to that yet tonight too. Yeah, I got some stuff to say about that. Yeah, welcome in. Oh yeah, Ruthless. That's what people are trying to say, that they mistook Summer for Journey, which doesn't really make any sense. Nor does the call coming from 110 Ben Hill, because I mean, what are they saying? The boys called in a suspected drug dealer named Spider somewhere in Rogersville. Okay. We'll continue on. I am 100% not liking what's been said about Dee Dee. And I've known about it for a couple months, 6 weeks, maybe now. And okay. We'll get back to that. Hey girl, this is Phoebe Australia playing a lady that called into Dolly Vision. This is an older thing, but she just posted it 3 days ago, and it got a lot of comments of, people saying it sounded like me. Sounded like me.
That busted on Spider. You're saying this is a retaliation, and some people have.
Well, that's exactly what I'm saying. And the people that did it are in Rowan Mountain, Tennessee, and we turned this into the TBI, and nobody's listening to us. He puts on his Facebook, keeping stock of children, and he's all into this Joshua is called the Isaiah House. He said we steal their kids and homeschool them, and this guy's freaking nuts out of his mind on drugs because he's a drug dealer.
Well, people are saying Ricky Crawford is still alive, but I 100% believe the Crawfords are involved.
He's dead. He got drowned. No, he's not. He's dead.
He did not get drowned. He is 100% alive. She didn't say much here that's actual truth, except that guy actually did get arrested. But what does it have to do with Summer? What does it have to do with Summer? A retaliation. So you retaliate against someone by kidnapping their child. How does that get your money or your drugs back? Or how does anybody know where a anonymous tip comes back to? They don't release that. They don't let you know who called in on you when you're a criminal. Oh yeah, so-and-so at this address called and told us that you killed your neighbor. What the fuck? Okay. So
no, they killed him. He's dead. He's killed.
So
I'm telling you right now, that man's dead.
So you're saying they done went and got Summer because of this drug he got ratted on, snitching.
It wasn't them though.
Yeah, but it was mistaken. They came there thinking it was the Crawfords, and they ended up getting Summer, is what you're saying.
Honest to God, that's what we believe. And the only way it makes sense, if you listen to me, is her timeline is a lie. That's a big fat lie. But the Wells, I'm telling you, Donnie and Candace are innocent as can be. They didn't do it. This is if you look at their timeline, her timeline doesn't make sense because it's not true. Her timeline, she left the home, and Grandma, or you can call her Grandis or whatever the fuck you want, we call her Candy. Candy was there, and she was sleeping, and the boys were supposed to be in charge of the home, and Candace left.
Where did Candace go?
Well, you want to know the truth? She went to take Hunter home.
Okay, now I'm going to go over the timeline again and what it could possibly have happened at certain times, and that's not what happened there. That's not possible. Hunter did not was not at the Wells then. Okay, I heard the story but didn't originally. Yeah, I don't remember because I don't listen to Dolly, so I don't remember how I heard it either. Maybe somebody else played it. It was 120 acres. Yeah, it happened to you in here. That's horrible. I know someone uses my name too, but they don't have the right words in it capitalized. People noticed. Also, the ad is a little different size than mine. But I changed mine now. I don't know why people do that. It just to cause trouble. It's kind of nasty. Hammond, Tony Hammonds. I don't know. Did she? I know Candace mentioned Hammonds, and I know that he was, popular target, killer looks. Always brings up Tony Hammonds. However, those charges against Tony Hammonds were all dropped. Tony Hammonds was not charged with anything with that boy. Certainly nothing has ever happened that would make you think he was a pedophile. But then, that's a common word now, right? About 50% of the people on YouTube are pedophiles, according to some people. Yeah, Phoebe. It does. Phoebe does that to me, too, so.
She was taking Hunter home. She was there with Hunter, and she wasn't supposed to be there with Hunter.
So you're saying when Allie says that Summer was in the car when she brought Hunter home?
Oh, Allie, that's a lie. No, and then if you go back and look on YouTube, she already admitted that was a lie. That was a big fat lie. She's a big fat liar. She was like not following Hunter's probation at all. She let him do whatever the fuck he wanted to do with Candace and whoever he wanted to do it with. She didn't give a shit. She sat and lazy, sleeping in her bed on the toilet, whatever the hell she was doing, but she wasn't watching her kid. I'm telling you, that was a lie. So what happened is she was taking Hunter home, and so her timeline is screwed up, and when she says she don't want to talk about it because, I already told the TVA, everybody knows if I tell it, this is the perpetrator. Fuck that. No, you don't want to tell the truth.
Yeah, but here's the thing: if Candace is completely innocent, like you're saying, then why all the fuck shit? Why all the
Well, let me tell you why. It's going to come out now. Let me tell you why. It's about ready to come out. Let me tell you why. Because she was afraid to lose her boys, but now the boys don't want to come home. So Candace has nothing else to lose, right? It's going to come out. Let me tell you the truth. It's coming out.
It's not coming out, and it hasn't come out. And this was like 2 years ago, right? It's coming out. It's coming out. No. TBI thought you were wacky, just like they told Phoebe she was some crazy old lady from Australia. Which, I think TBI has pretty good insights. Who said they don't know what they're doing? Exactly. I'm telling the truth. I'm telling the truth. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie.
You guys all watch. It's coming out. Candace lied about the timeline, and she was scared. But now she has nothing else to lose. And Don, the guilt is eating them up alive, and they're coming out. They had nothing to do with this little baby going missing. It's not them.
Okay, so yes, she just said the guilt is eating Don alive. But earlier she said that Don and Candace were 100% totally innocent, right? So what's Don feeling guilty about? Huh? Any ideas? I wish she was here. I'd grill her. I'd trip her off. Oh, good. Okay, Bob's watching out for you.
And we've already turned these people into the TBI over and over, and nobody's listening. And we keep sending like video proof and proof. This is not them. They didn't do it. It's not them. It's the Crawfords. They need to look closer, and they need to look at these people that we're sending like the proof. This guy has.
You didn't send any proof, just because you're telling them over and over and over again. Okay, that kind of sounds like certain creators that keep calling TBI daily, bothering them with misinformation or whatever. Okay, here's somebody saying Tony Hammonds tried taking a boy. He could have tried to take other children like Summer or Melena's daughter. No, he didn't try to. No, those charges were dropped. It was a misunderstanding. I wish people would understand that and just do a simple record search, really. This stuff it isn't rocket science. It's all public information, most of it. Yeah, I do have sources, but a lot of it you can just Google, actually. As I didn't know her like that, but I've seen Gemini say some nasty things about me too, but I don't know actually who that person is. I haven't seen them before, I don't think.
Pictures of like keeping stock and stealing their babies. Like he talks about this code and all this weird shit. He's talking about the jailhouse code. Like when they go to jail, they write letters and codes to each other and shit. This guy, I don't know how I could put his name out there without getting in trouble. In my opinion, it's Philip. I don't know how to. I'm not.
Yeah, don't worry about his name. Just send it to me in my Facebook.
All right, but he's from Rowan Mountain. I'm telling you. And there's a video of this guy living in the woods and talking about stealing kids and all this bullshit and keeping them like in an Amish school almost, like it's called the Isaiah House. He calls it like this religious house.
Okay, the Isaiah House. Hey, Kev. The Isaiah House is actually a really nice place, and I think it's like a chain, or there's several. Like the church runs several of them. It's not just a one-time thing. But I remember Gavel Geeks, they did a fundraiser or got some donated goods for that place after the Wells boys went missing, when they found out they couldn't send anything directly to the boys. So they did a fundraiser for Isaiah House. It's not like in a woods, what? Does this lady sound like she's like smoking something?
And I swear to God, our family does not believe that they're guilty. Honest to God, they're not. And we think that these people honestly took Summer and a mistake. It wasn't not the intended target. Marlena's daughter, Journey, was actually, that's why Marlena was freaking out. Summer was not the one that was supposed to be gone. It was supposed to be Journey. And everybody's like, oh, she was gone 2 to 3 minutes. No, she wasn't. She was gone 2 to 3 hours. And that's why.
So what else is Candace lying about? Because you said the timeline is wrong. That Allie lied.
No, that's it. And Allie,
so while she was gone, what do you think happened?
Hey, Charlie K.
She took Hunter home, and they came up on that hill and got that baby. That's honest to God what happened. And if you look at like the FBI evidence and the TBI and the LE evidence, nothing. Why have they not arrested them? Because they.
Okay, let's go over that. Let's see the, TBI evidence and the FBI evidence. What is she talking about there when you look at the TBI and FBI evidence? What website is that on?
Didn't do it. And the digital evidence proves it on the phone and their GPS and all that stuff. They did not do this. This was not them. This was done to them. And they're not listening to the people that we think in our hearts did this. And if you look Spider up, I'm telling you, you Google the Times Herald, June 15th, 2021, and look at Stephen's record, Spider. To
me, this sounds like a couple of creators that have woven different narratives with random facts. I could take any set of facts, or, just list like 10 things, like the date, the place, Priceless Sonic, and like you weave a story of unrelated things. It's like when people tried to show that Patricia Dean was Prayer Garden. I tried telling them that no, you're wrong. The way that you're thinking, you're making connections that don't mean anything. Yeah, it's really odd that 2 people that live in Kingsport would be Facebook friends, isn't it? Yeah, that's really suspicious. I mean, you can't do that. I got hundreds of Facebook friends. I have no idea. I need to go through and kind of prune them out, but you can't. Oh, look, and their Facebook friend is here, and connect people by go through 5 Facebook friend accounts and connect the people. Oh, look, she's friends with this person that's friends with this person that used to live across the street from somebody that lived next to Candace 5 years ago. And I'm like, what? These people you're too far afield, in my opinion. This ain't what happened. Oh, thank you. Gemini is as if I should have known that. What did I see? Oh, Charlie, what time? That sounds interesting, Charlie K. Let us know what time.
He was arrested at 2 o'clock that morning.
Okay, somebody asked, how did the 110 address get mixed up?
It didn't get mixed up. That was because she was staying there. It did not get mixed up.
So when she called the police on Spider, she called from 110 Ben Hill Road?
No, she didn't call the police on Spider, though. It wasn't her. She didn't do it. She did not call the police.
No, I'm saying Marlena called the police on Spider, right?
No. There was an anonymous tip. It was anonymous. Whoever called, what I'm trying to tell you is Spider got the drugs from this dude in Rowan.
Okay, so an anonymous tip from an anonymous person called into police using the phone at 110 Ben Hill, which would be what? They didn't have a house phone. If somebody at you lost me. I'm sorry. And then they called up Spider's buddies that he was meeting, his drug buddies, and told him that someone from 110 called. And they ran immediately up there and kidnapped the nearest kid they could find. But Summer wasn't home. Why wouldn't they take one of the boys? The boys were home all day. Okay. Just going through trying to make some sense of this senseless story.
Mountain, okay?
Uh-huh.
And the dude he got the drugs funded from is the one that had this arranged. It was not the Wells, I'm telling you. And if you look at the son of a bitch online, which we have done, and we've sent it to the TBI, the FBI, the LE, and we're telling them, look at this guy. He's talking about stealing babies. He's talking about being this great drug dealer, blah, 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 and keeping them stuck and stealing their kids.
And you gave all this information to the TBI?
Oh, and here's Phoebe scrolling by in the comments. This voice is Lisa K.R. How nice, Phoebe. You know what? I know a lot about you. Hi, Nani. Thank you. I'm going to screenshot that. Did Charlie tell us what time his live is? Oh, about 5 p.m. Okay. Everybody want to go over and sub up to Charlie K? Thank you, Nani. Spider Blake. All right. This just... I don't know. None of this is making any sense. Does anybody think this is making sense? That voice... Okay, innocent. Okay. I will be checking that out. We'll see if that's who that is. The thing is, Gemini, if she's a friend of Phoebe's, now Phoebe thinks that Don and Candace should get the death penalty. So if Gemini was a friend of Phoebe, she wouldn't be calling in saying that Don and Candace are innocent and these other people did it. I don't think so. That's the problem with that. This is somebody that's trying to clear Don and Candace. Or trying to point the finger at somebody that has a grudge against the Crawfords. There you go. There you go. I think that's more like it, because they're not just trying to show that Don and Candace are innocent or couldn't do it. They're trying to point the finger at a specific person.
We did, and they're not listening. They're not listening to us because they think we're like stupid hillbillies or something. They're not listening. They won't listen. And we're trying to tell them, listen, somebody called in on Spider, and it wasn't us. And his people took retaliation on the Wells, trying to get back at the Crawfords. And it wasn't us. It had nothing to do with them.
Yeah, but you think somebody's going to come because you told them somebody's going to come take your kid? I mean, that's a little extreme, don't you think?
No. How much do you think that he had on him? How many kilos do you think he had on him?
What, when they busted him?
Yeah. Look it up. It's all right there. It's all...
I mean, how many kilos did he have? Just save me the trouble. You can tell me.
No, go ahead. No, look it up. He had guns, he had drugs, he had a backpack full of shit. Not only that, but the people came from West Virginia, but he had information on the Isaiah house. He had information on their whole racket.
No. What is it? No.
I'm telling you. Look it up. He's still in freaking jail right now.
So if he's in jail, he couldn't have done it. So what you saying his people done it?
Spider didn't take it. No, Spider did not take her. But I'm telling you, the guy that he was working for, he did it. I'm telling you right now. That man, Philip, did it. And with my whole heart, as I'm sitting here breathing, I swear to God, hand to God, I believe that man did it. Hand to God.
Okay, so maybe I'll track down this Steven and see what he has to say. What he thinks of this whole plot. Because, I have this thing with prisoners, apparently.
And he did that because of a drug debt, because his drugs got knocked off.
He did it because he was busted, and they had information regarding his operation.
All right, somebody told me to ask you, do you think Summer is alive?
I don't. I honestly don't. You know why? Because I think she was too much of a liability at that point. I think they had I think they cut their losses, and I think, I don't want to start crying, but honest to God, I don't think that they kept her. I think that they got rid of her because they realized that they made a mistake.
Yeah, I don't know how I would look up Spider because I don't know his last name.
No, I'm going to tell you right now. Hold on. I can tell you. You just give me 10 seconds. I'll tell you. 1 second. Hold on. I got all of it. No, his name.
Or you can just shoot it to me on Facebook, like I said. And I'll look into it.
I've never listened to, I don't even know your name. I've never listened to your show.
Huh. Just cold called some strange guy on YouTube that you've never heard of before. Hey, Wisconsin Mama. He is really creepy looking. That doesn't scare me. If he's busted with all these kilos of drugs and stuff like she said, he'd probably still be in jail, right? I don't know. Somebody Google that for me.
Oh, okay. Well, how did you find me?
I just looked up live on YouTube and you popped up.
Oh, okay.
Looked up what? Lies on YouTube? Is that what she just said? I looked up lies on YouTube? I don't know.
Happened to be something you knew all about that you happen to be family with.
Well, no. I just happened to see you were talking about Summer Wells. I'm like,
oh, okay. Okay.
I'm going to look it up right now. I'm going to tell you. June 15th.
I'm going to tell you.
2021. I'm doing it right now. Hold on.
Okay.
I know you think I'm nuts, but I'm not. It's in the Times Herald.
Okay, Ziggy's in the room. I got you. She says, look up this article by Newsbreak called 4 Arrested After Large Quantity of Meth.
Yep,
numerous guns seized from Churchill residence.
Ziggy. Yep, Ziggy's right. Yep, Ziggy's right. That's it.
Wait a minute. She said Spider got arrested. She didn't say in it. All right. Crystal, you know how to get a hold of me. Email me. I know. Yeah, Crystal, I'm going to give you some grace. Okay? I'm going to just continue on. I know Wisconsin Mom, I know.
Right, I'm telling you.
So Don and Candace was tied into those people, which was Marlena, and Marlena was tied into Spider.
Marlena, yep. It was not done directly. It was by accident. I'm telling you. This was by accident. They were not tied in directly to them. That's the heartbreak about the whole situation.
So then what would make some people go after them? I mean, what would make them think the Wells were involved there where they would have to go kidnap Summer?
Where, if I can tell you, that's where they stayed. That's where she spent a majority of her time. She was like there all the time. And that's the only thing. They didn't mean to take her to hurt her or kill her or anything. They were using her as collateral. And then all of a sudden it blew up. And they're like, oh, fuck, we got the wrong person.
Collateral for what? You were holding her until the police gave you back your drugs? There isn't anything about this story that makes sense whatsoever. Nothing.
We got the wrong victim. We got the wrong person.
So nobody at the house. The Grandis was asleep. The kids didn't see nothing. I mean, what, did they come into the house?
Oh, they did. No, listen, the kids did see something, though. Here's the thing. When Candace went to the door and said, hey, Wyatt, watch Summer. You don't say that for 2 seconds, right? You say that when you're leaving. Hey, watch your sister. And get in your car and leave. And Gramps even said, I hate even calling her that. We call her, that's Candace. And we call
Candy.
Grandma. Listen, we call Grandma Candy, okay? So I don't like to call her Grandis. I feel it's very disrespectful. So Candy was sleeping in her trailer. And
we call Grandma Candy, but she wouldn't be your grandma if she's a cousin. You'd call her Aunt Candy, right? No. Thank you, innocent. Why do you fake fight with Ernie? But what are you talking about, Crystal? Crystal?
she heard Candace leave. And she'll tell you that. I heard her leave. She was leaving to take Hunter home. And her timeline don't make sense because it's not true what she's telling. And that's why they look guilty. Her timeline does not make sense because she left. And when she left, that's when it happened.
But what I'm saying, then what did the boys see? Was Summer, if Summer was inside with the boys, how did the people get in the house to grab Summer without the boys seeing it? And why didn't they take the boys?
No, listen, Summer went outside. And if you listen to what Ronnie Lawson says, and I have this interview, he says, the boys said Summer was last seen walking out of the house and Summer left the home. Summer went outside and they got her outside. It wasn't like they didn't know the boys were inside. They didn't go inside the house. I'm telling you, they took Summer. She went outside to play and they grabbed her because they thought she was Journey. I swear to God, as I'm breathing, they thought she was Journey and she wasn't Journey. And when they realized she was Summer, I think they did something bad to her. I really do. I honest to God do.
Journey was like half again as tall as Summer, years older, looked absolutely nothing like Summer. How would these people know even? How would these people connect Marlene and Journey or know who lived at the Wells house when this whole drug thing doesn't have anything to do with the Wells whatsoever, according to this lady? Why would they go there? This doesn't even make any sense. I'm sorry. Yeah, 120 acres. Yeah, it was a couple years ago that this came out, but Phoebe just posted it now so she could say this was me. So they could, they said this is me.
Swear to God, I think they did something bad to that little girl. And I wish with every fiber of my...
That little girl? You mean your relative? That little girl? That little girl? Your cousin Summer?
Being that I'm not right, and I pray I'm not right, but I think I am. I think they did something very bad to that little girl because they thought she was not Summer. They thought she was Marlena's kid.
What do you mean you said they did something really bad to that little girl?
I think they killed her.
Oh, you think they did something bad? I thought you said, I think I did something bad to that little girl.
Not me. No, honey. I'm hillbilly. Listen to
Okay.
me very carefully. I'm hillbilly. Sometimes I can talk and it don't, no, not.
Oh, he put on there, take a shot every time she says no. Take a shot every time she says, I'm not lying. I'm not lying. It's all coming out. It's all coming out.
Me, I would never, ever, ever do anything bad to a child, ever. I worked in public schools. I retired from a public school. No, I would never, ever, ever do anything bad to a child. I have 6 grandchildren myself. I'm an older lady. I would never harm a child. Not me.
So she's Candace's cousin, but has 6 grandchildren. But Candace has no idea who she is. I'm trying to think of Candace. It's definitely not a cousin of Candace. Yeah, a woman with many vices. Yes. Oh yeah, they thought I was that Jessica Twist. Remember? That was me. I was the lady on Daisies that pretended I was a rose. I was, who's that FBI agent lady? I was her. Yeah. I'm this lady. Anytime some wacko comes out of the woodwork, it's me. You should see some of the comments that people left here under for Phoebe to read about me. Exactly. Certainly no Southern. I would be wasted already. I ain't lying.
They did something bad to that little girl, I think. In my heart, I believe that they did something bad to that little girl. And our family, when we sit around and talk about this is what we think happened. We think she wasn't the target that was supposed to be. And when you hear Jody Sue and Andy and all that bullshit and all the fucking shit in the holler, that's all drama bullshit that takes away from Summer. Summer wasn't supposed to be gone. It wasn't Summer they were after. We honest to God.
Now, in that article, that Newsbreak article that Ziggy was talking about.
Did you see it?
No, I haven't seen the article. I haven't looked it up. But you saying Steven is Spider?
Yep.
Okay, so I can find the 4 people that were arrested. Go by Steven, and that would be the Spider guy.
Right. But let me tell you, Steven's dealer is in Rowan Mountain. And he's not in that article. He's not mentioned. And I turned this into the TBI, and I turned it into nobody listens to us. They think we're freaking hicks from the.
Yeah, you said that. They think you're freaking hit. Yeah, nobody listens to you. Thinking, yeah, we all think this. Yeah. I'm going to say something that's going to get me in trouble, so I'm not going to. Many talents, 120 acres, or there's people that think I have no talent. So we'll just go on with that, Jody.
Damn, they treat us like fleas or something. They don't want nothing to do with us.
Treat us like
I'm
fleas.
telling you. Spiders. Dealer
Roaches?
is in Rowan Mountain.
And there is a connection
spiders,
between
fleas?
the Melina girl and the Spider Girl. You know that for a fact.
Oh, I know that for a personal fact. Let me tell you, and I can relate it back to Candace's Wells too. It's like shenanigans. I can tell you. So, if you look up that, you look that up, and I've got it all screenshots of all of her friends, and I'm telling you right now. And him and Spider were connected, and that's a connection to the Wells. But they weren't the target. I'm telling you right now, they were not the target. The target was.
So you saying the drug man's mad over a debt because his man got busted with drugs? He blamed it on Melina. Went to kidnap Melina's daughter, but accidentally got Summer Wells.
I think he was trying to scare her. I'm trying to tell you. I think they were trying to scare her, and I think they wanted payment because that shit got interrupted. And
payment for what? What? Okay. Remember Stephen the cook? No. No. Was that at one of the homes, the rehab place, Renee?
Wasn't all that like $5 or $10 worth? There was a large amount of drugs and guns. That man had guns too.
Do you live out there in the holler?
My parents do.
Okay.
Okay, so.
My parents do.
Okay, here's Sheer. See, I've been saying Hunter was at the house. That's why she left to bring him home. That's not, we're going to go over that. That's not,
and if you know my last name, you'd be like,
not possible. Oh, wait, what?
Yeah.
Okay.
Nope. We're right there. Nope. I'm nowhere near there. I'm hours away. I live in a different state. But I'm telling you, I know. I believe my people. I believe my family. And we talk about this shit. And I'm telling you, nobody's listening to us. They were not supposed to. Summer wasn't supposed to be the girl. And if you look at this.
Okay, he showed a picture. Could be the cousin that looks like Rose, but sounds young to me. Well, she is not a grandmother. 5 times. Spider, okay. Killer looks says Spider was the tree trimmer. No, apparently he wasn't the tree trimmer there at the house that day. Okay, here Carmel. She's got some brains. She said she doesn't live in the holler, but her parents do. None of Candace's family lives there. Also, that voice is very familiar. You know that crater that had a meltdown? I'm almost sure that's her. There's a whole fucking hat full of craters that have had meltdowns. That doesn't narrow it down very much. I'm sorry. Renee. No, I don't know who it is. 120 acres. Candace doesn't know either. Nobody, it's a mystery caller. Nobody ever figured it out. I do believe Candace took off and it wasn't 2 minutes. I see Ryan Finds Truth is going live about misinformation of the St. Clair gas station. I'm kind of curious to what that's about. I'm going to have to go over there and check because 120 acres. She did go to the St. Clair gas station that day between 5 and 5:30. And then, but not the gas station that Don B went to. He didn't go to the correct gas station, but she did. And then, a month later, she went back to that same gas station and used the dumpster. So I'm anxious to see what Ryan has to say. Here's Shay, 44 seconds in, and I call fake. 2 kids are not missing from the same mom. And the only one I've ever heard say Summer was not the intended target was Jody Sue Brown. Not today, says that lady. Sounds crazy. Really? Okay, here's Gemini. Poor girl, she's beautiful. It's weird. You could see what Summer would look like if she was her age. And I think she believes this info too. Poor girl, she's beautiful. What girl? Lisa Kay is crazy and got her mom Of, by, slobbin, and bobbin. I'm not sure what that is. I'm sure Rose was prettier than her. It's kind of funny, Rose had a doppelganger cousin, just at different ages, but so does she, like the Patty Duke show. What? Oh my god. Okay. The spirit world. Could this be Marlena's sister? I don't know. Acts like she knows so much. Maybe she's involved too. Well, that's kind of interesting. Just me says I think this lady is lying. What makes you think that? Where's more about me? Oh, here's another thing, yeah, that I was going to talk about. Oh, Amber Robinson, another fan of mine. Her story does kind of make sense to me, to be honest. I don't think this is lying, and no, this isn't Lisa Kay. Lisa Kay sounds like a chipmunk, Bob Ross-looking ass. Phoebe thought that was hilarious. Candace's older daughter went missing too. Was she ever found? She did not go missing. She ran away. Do you call that missing? I guess. Is this the same lady that called into the lab talking about a deer blind? Does anybody remember that? I don't watch the lab either. Dang, I was going to talk Messenger, but I can't really find her voice on the channel to see if I can. Crime Catalyst is her channel. Delete this after you read it, please. It's still there. Crime Catalyst? Somebody go listen to that. Yes, and she calls her grandma. It's got to be Rose's daughter, Jess. And Lisa Kay has her brainwashed. Delete this too, love, please. Too late. Too late. Too late. So I went and tipped off Chris Larson that his daughters were being discussed on this Phoebe's Lovely channel. And he replied, as the father of both of Rose's daughters, and the fact that I've raised them by myself for almost all of their lives, I can tell you 100% that this is neither of her daughters, does not even sound close to either one of them. And the fact that I asked them as soon as I got home when I heard of this, if they were on a channel, and both said, no, Dad, we know better. This is not Rose's daughters in any way, shape, or form. Both girls are still minors, so leave them out of this BS. Thank you. So there we go. Hi, Batgirl. Yeah, I saw that. That was in here. So way to go, Chris. I don't. Oh, this is Sharon. I don't believe nothing she's saying. Lady's lying. This lady putting out BS. This lady sounds like Lisa Kay. Yeah, I put out a lot of BS. Okay. Okay, Kylie. This woman sounds a lot like Lisa Kay. Certain words. Wow. Sounds like a know-it-all. Thank you. I do. I do kind of know it all. No, I'm just kidding. Phoebe said, "Yep, just like Lisa." Gemini said, "Could be Jess. She was raised by Lisa and her dad. Poor girl. She has no clue how much her mom loves her and how close she is buried near the house she grew up in, and it was them." Yeah, Gemini should be reported. I'm going to report that comment as bullshit. Where do these people get off? This just drives me crazy. Yeah, I saw. I remember that at the lab. I don't watch that. Yeah, fans. Too far-fetched. Phoebe will never stop her BS. She's too far into it. Speaking of BS, so someone has, you know how Phoebe hates me. loves PG, wants Ernie to move in with her, and also what the Jimmy's long schlong that she sent the nudes to. So, and she pretends to be me in Ernie's chat. She has an account in my name, and she's like, "Oh, Ernie, I love you. I really want you," and on and on and on. So, Shelby told me that he's had two women, or it could be one woman using two different names, email him and tell him that if I was his girlfriend, that he should be careful. And they wanted him to call them so they could play him a tape of me saying how much I really love Ernie. What does that sound like to you guys? Phoebe? Or Maggie? Mags? Libby? I don't think Beloved would do something like that. I don't know her, but obviously an Ernie acolyte. There's somebody trying to cause trouble. I mean, seriously? What the hell? Wait, what long schlong? Wait a minute, you don't swing that way. You don't care about a long schlong. Oh, Renee Marie. You're gonna get yourself in trouble. Oh my cow. What else was I gonna talk about? Okay, let's talk about Dee Dee. I don't know. Well, there's a lot of AI channels now that keep putting out new, killer revealed. Finally, killer confession. I'm going to bed, Renee. Wait, Mark's gonna go live in Kevin at 10:30. A lot of people live tonight, aren't they? Okay, let's talk about Dee Dee. Yes. I do not appreciate the things that the white boy is saying about Dee Dee. And I know a lot of, I'm not the only one. That Dee Dee did pass away. I think it was about 6 weeks ago. 5-6 weeks ago. If I'm thinking when I was first told about it. So, white boy last month or 3 weeks ago or something was saying that Candace was living in Tennessee in a tent with Rap. Do you remember that? Yep, she's living with Rap. She's living with an RSO. How dare she? She left Don. She's, living with this piece of shit, on and on and on. Yep, she's in Tennessee. Candace was not in Tennessee. Candace was in Georgia this whole entire time. Okay, so then, was it last week or the week before? Then Candace is living in West Virginia, scissoring with West Virginia Peach, right? Now Candace is, I don't know how many times he said scissoring, and Renee Marie already went to bed, so she's not going to put, oh no, that was Wendy that put scissors in the chat. Geritol. I think I recommended that to you, didn't you? I know. So she was not living with this woman in West Virginia, right? She did not leave Rap in the tent behind and move to West Virginia with this woman. I'm sorry. That was not the truth either. Okay, so now we're to believe that now she left her West Virginia woman, and come to find out, here she's at Dee Dee's, where she's been all along, and most of us knew it. I don't know if you're, so close to these people that you would lose track of them for a couple of months, but what do I know? Right? And, he said every time they get in a fight, every time Don and Candace get in a fight, she goes running to her friend Dee Dee. Well, it wasn't exactly a fight. The first time, Don tried to run over her with the Subaru and managed to total it while Candace hid in the woods. Okay, that's not a fight. That's domestic violence. So good for Candace that she left him. I don't know why she came back. She was gone for a while. She was living with her employer for, I don't know, a month or so anyway. Then she came back. And this is, of course, when PG's saying that's all a bunch of bullshit, that Candace and Don are together right as we're speaking on the hill. They never broke up. Okay, whatever. Another person that knows it all with no receipts. And so, yeah, then this time Don beat Candace pretty badly. And she did leave. So it's not like he says, oh yeah, she just left Don, and well, good for her. She should leave Don. And I don't know why all of a sudden, and now she's spreading her legs for her best friend's man before her body is cold in the ground. What a bunch of bullshit. Slanderous bullshit. How would he possibly know who Candace is having sex with? That's what I want to know. I mean, and according to him, Candace really gets around, right? Rap goes both ways. This is just misinformation. And of course, now the people are insinuating that Candace and Fred, Dee Dee's husband, conspired to get Dee Dee out of the way so that they could be together and use Dee Dee's inherited property or whatever, which is so ridiculous. And Candace was alone with Dee Dee when she died. Dee Dee died in the hospital. Candace was not there. So, Fred, when Dee Dee died, asked people to please not talk about it on social media, not put it on social media. No one was to post about it or talk about it on YouTube. He wanted to grieve privately. He did not want her to be the subject of the speculation. And I'm surprised that Matt, talking about what a dear friend Dee Dee was, would talk about it. It is. It's a disrespectful. The whole thing is so disrespectful to Dee Dee. She was such a dear friend to Candace. She really cared about Candace with all of her heart, looked after her, took her in. Where's Candace gonna go? I don't think there's anything. I mean, she's been living there for months, right? Quite a bit in the last year. So she knows Fred. There's nothing to say that there's anything going on. What is it with, this is supposed to be true crime, but it's like sex lives of the rich and famous, the poor and defenseless, I guess. I don't know. Why do we have to know everything about everyone's sex life, including their children and their children's sex lives? Not everybody's a child trafficker. Not everybody's an adulterer. What I think is odd is it seems like, and I saw this kind of start over in Ernie's chat, where there's a little dispute between Candace and White Boy. And Candace said some things. Okay, so now it's escalated. And it seems like he's coming out after Candace with both barrels. However, it's like canonizing Don. And, I don't understand this. he said there's a lot more to come out. There is a lot more to come out, and it doesn't make Don look very good. So I don't know why we're not hearing about that part. Why haven't you talked about that? We're only talking about Candace and how terrible she is, right? Don talks about Summer all the time. Candace never does. Don is awesome. Don cares about his little girl. Candace doesn't. It just seems like we're canonizing Don and using Candace to do it, you know? And, I'm not necessarily a Candace fan. I think people pretty much know my theory of the case, and, there you go. So I don't have a dog in this fight. However, St. Don went to church yesterday morning, which is really odd because Seventh-day Adventists don't have church on Sunday. So did Don really go to church on Sunday morning? Where did he go? When did he switch religions? What's going on with that? Is that the truth too or not? Go ahead. Yeah, she's been gone quite a while though, but I don't know. It seems like she's staying away longer each time. And yeah, those two are like oil and water. Seriously. That's what should be pictured in the dictionary under codependent relationship right there. That is as codependent as I've ever seen. I mean, it's really sad. And no, I don't think anybody deliberately planned to get rid of Summer, and none of these make sense. So if you're listening and you're a creator or a sub, as soon as I figure out how to throw up a screen so I don't get porn bombed, I may actually do an open panel. And I would like to discuss what I've distilled down as the relevant time period when something happened to Summer. And I would like people to come up on panel and discuss their theory with me and how that would fit with the time that something happened to Summer. From my thoughts and my opinion and what I know as a fact, and how this theory is worked around that. So something happened around, okay, so we know they were at Sonic at 2, they were at the swimming hole, then they went to Walgreens, a couple other places, then they went to Sonic at 2:00, then they went over to Priceless, drank slushies on the way, so we'll put them there at about 2:15, probably 2:15. So then they were at Priceless. Candy and Candace were in the store at Priceless. That is a fact. So Summer and Hunter said they were watching TikToks in the truck, right? Okay, so then we're around 2:30 to 2:35, 2:40. Then we go to Hunter's house, drop him off. And then on the way home at 3:09, Summer looks like she is dying, unconscious and dying in the back of the truck. So, what happened between Priceless and the house? What happened in the truck at Priceless? Did Summer have a closed head injury? And the sugary cold drink exacerbated it, which I talked about. It does cause, if you have a closed head injury, it could cause confusion, vomiting and death, delusions, delirium. People had mentioned dry drowning. However, that doesn't come on that suddenly. Plus, there's other indicators that were not present there. She did not take Hunter to the house. I'm sorry, that's incorrect. That did not happen. We have the video, we have the pictures at 3:09. It's just Candace and Candy and Summer. Summer's the only one in the back. There's no Hunter. So Hunter did not. There's not time for people to for all these different people's placements and trips and things in between there. It's a very, very tight timeline. So if you think that Summer was trafficked, what's your theory? Come up with it and we'll talk about it. You know, someone came and took Summer out of the truck while they were priceless and did something to her, used her, put her back in the truck half dead, and 10 minutes later, and then they drove on her home and went on their merry way. You know, did Ernie just happen to be at Priceless at 2:30 and take Summer? What? How do all these theories? Fred and Andy were driving by and took Summer. What? How do any of those theories fit with the facts? Any of them? How do they fit? I'm serious. I really seriously want to know how these far-flung theories that people have connected up and this and that happened, and you know, Candy. Oh yeah, Burn Barrel. I'll get to her too. I'm doing her. The sister, Candace's half sister, that she never sees, never talks to, or anything. She has Summer in a state that she doesn't even live in. How did that happen? She just happened to be driving by Priceless at 2:30 on that day and grabbed Summer, drove away with her, and then we see her. What? They brought her back, changed her mind, put her in the car so they could drive home and video her. I honestly think Ziggy Valero. I think that was the truth. I think that they got home. Candy got out. Candace took off to take Summer to Don. I honestly do think. I honestly do. Okay, I'm reading here. If we go with that, I feel Candace thought Summer was gone. That could be. She could have thought, yeah. I don't know. I know where she isn't. She isn't in the cemetery. That's a fact. That's a fact. I don't think they fed. Wisconsin Mommy, you can come up on panel when we talk about this. I'm going to go for Miss Brooks tomorrow, and we'll shut her down. But get some people up here to try to hammer this out. And not just some fantastical story, but let's try to fit it in with known facts. Absolute known facts. And there are some, regardless of whether, well, Ellie didn't release that. Well, Ellie didn't release that an anonymous phone call reporting a drug deal came from 110 Ben Hill. They didn't release that information either, so I don't know what you want me to say. Anyway, I'm gonna get something to eat and then come on over to Mr. T's in about 13 minutes. I guess unless somebody else has got something they want me to talk about. You guys are awfully quiet in here. I did have some other things I wanted to say. I should have made a list. Anyway, I really wish we did know what happened. Just to see some of these people eat crow, really. What was it I saw? Sweetie Pilo. What was she jumping on yesterday? I took some screenshots of that. She was all over. Oh, now the truth will come out. Now we'll know. Now Candace will, Oh, yeah. She was all excited to hear that Candace was with Fred. Oh, now maybe she'll talk. Maybe the truth will come out. what does that have to do with Summer be missing? Candace being at Fred's, at Dee Dee's. Nothing. Not one damn thing. Sorry, sweetie Pilo. Why don't you ask your friend Donna how that figures in? Well, I hope so. I hope so. I hope we can come back and, I will schedule it so that it's not over top of other people and we can try to figure this out. I feel it's possible Hunter or True returned and got Summer for one of their associates. Well, we can talk about that. You show up and we'll talk about that. But if she's already unconscious when they got home, I don't know. And then, we could talk about what we think happened if Candace did drive off with Summer. Where did she go? Where did she take her? Who did she meet? She's back there at 4:30 to take the drugs over to Fred's. We know that. So, she had like an hour in there. And that was before, and then, and I got a little clip of Jody Sue saying something too, so we'll try to fit that in there. This is going to be a good discussion. Everybody get your theories, write down your facts, and try to fit it into what, the timeline as we know it. I'll kind of post that on in a community post. And everybody put your thinking caps on and we'll try to figure this out. That is if she was not unconscious. Yeah. Yeah, I wish we could figure it out too. Okay, so everybody go over to Mark's. I'm gonna get some dinner real quickly. And then tomorrow, Charlie K around 5:00 is gonna have a talk on addiction, so that should be good. So sub up to people, and thanks to my mods and everybody that's in here. You guys know I love you guys. I appreciate everything. And appreciate all your comments and all your thoughts. And have a good night. We'll talk to you later. Bye. Thanks, Eve and Innocent.